Boom.
Neil, we're back. We have a double header this week.
A triple header.
A triple header, actually, yeah.
With who we had? Ward Coffee.
We had Ward Coffee.
Kawasaki.
Yep.
And Jimmy Panetta.
The honorable.
Jimmy Panetta's here?
He's here Friday night. Yeah.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Big Jimmy back in the house. Yeah.
I gotta go change the sign in my yard before he comes back.
You better. Oh, you're non-political. You have a sign in your yard, guy? No, there's no sign.
I have Manu's sign.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Unlike that person you had last week.
Oh, yeah, we won't talk about that. Yeah. Zip that one right up. But tonight, folks, welcome back. First and foremost, we're here at the Off Limit Radio Show, live from the boardroom right here in Pleasure Point. Guy Kawasaki's here, has a brand new book.
Yep.
Congrats.
Thank
now,
you.
I know you're a prolific book writer, but this is, you said, 16? 16 books.
Yeah.
Which?
I had this thought earlier, because I thought you actually had written more.
Every time I write a book, I extend my board one more foot.
So you can still drop it on Neil?
I'm a 16-foot board now.
Is it easy to write books? Is this easy for you?
Let me ask you this question. Which coffee shop did you spend most time in writing this book?
Okay, I swear to God.
Did you give him props?
Yeah,
You're gonna be shocked.
I'm thinking Twin Lakes.
This is a list of every place I wrote. Yeah, look at this.
That's a lot of coffee.
Man, you drink a lot of coffee. Oh, Colette, you're all over the map.
Unbelievable.
That was a good question.
Yeah. Betty Burgers, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Betty's twice.
Yeah, I love it. Oh,
I'm the only person who doesn't work for Betty's who has Betty's Wi-Fi passwords.
There's a lot of food here.
You know, the single place I did the most is probably two. Cat and Cloud on Portola. And Olive Garden, because I love
Really?
Yeah.
Olive Garden right here?
Olive Garden.
Wow. What's your go-to? What's your
That's
go-to
my
up there?
people.
Hang on.
Chicken piccata? What is it?
He's out there with his friends surfing, and none of them will go to Olive Garden except him.
Olive Garden, if you're listening, yeah, I love you, Olive
Do
Garden.
they know you by name there?
No.
Okay, so you're not that local up there.
Well, I mean, all Asians look alike, so I can't blame them.
Earlier I said...
They think I'm probably some other Google engineer who stopped by to surf on his wave storm.
There's a lot of Google engineers around here. Is this easy to write books?
No.
It's hard. How long is this? How many hours are in this?
Depends how you count.
1,000 hours?
No,
Well, it depends how you count, because it's based on 250 podcasts. Just preparation and editing of those podcasts is probably, let's say, 2,000 hours. And then there's the writing of that. There's the editing of that. I mean, it's thousands of hours.
So you've taken, I think you said, however many hours the podcasts are, and whittled it down.
Yeah.
This is the
Okay,
best of the best.
So there's, let's say, 200 one-hour podcasts. There's 200 hours of podcasts. There's 20 pages of transcripts per podcast. That's 4,000 pages. So this represents 200 hours and 4,000 pages, cut down to 170 pages, based on the filter of 40 years of working in tech.
Wow.
It's a hell of a deal.
And did you notice this?
it's a hell of a-
Jane Goodall's in here. She wrote your foreword on this, huh?
She wrote my foreword.
And amazing lady, huh? Was she your first podcast?
Yeah.
How do you get that
You
one?
know, the only reason that Jane Goodall was my first guest is because Neil was busy that day.
I was there. I was in the room with you.
You got your World Series ball signed that day, right?
World Series ball sign. I think worth a fortune now.
Anybody wants a
like-
World Series ball?
Who should I have? Neil or Jane? Neil, Jane.
That's amazing. And this is available right now.
No,
Oh, it's not.
no, you have the first copy in the world.
That's the first copy in the world right there.
If you believe that. You know those limited editions of skateboards?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they only make 100 times 100. Well, that's amazing.
Did
And
you sell those out in like 2 hours?
they sold, yeah. I'll just to tell you the marketing genius over here.
The skateboard thing?
Yeah, we did some skateboards, and they were special. I actually got in trouble for them. We made 50 of them.
Why'd you get in trouble?
Trademark infringement. Another story. But we didn't have a price. And you came in, you wanted to pick one up for your son. And you said, how much? Like I said, I didn't know. I was going to be like, $70. You're like, $195, double that price. And we sold every one of them in 3 days.
At what price?
At like $139 or whatever we decided to do it for that time. And so I need coaching like that. So I appreciate that.
You know, you and Bob Pearson are the two worst people at pricing in the world. I don't. Okay, he's not here to defend himself,
which is good.
But you go in and you spend 90 minutes with Bob Pearson, and he's giving you really psychotherapy while you think you're telling him what board to make, but he's going to make whatever he's going to make anyway, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, he spends 90 minutes and he makes you a custom board. And then you walk over to any of these surf shops and you pick a board. You can even go to a barber shop and you pick the board out. And the off-the-shelf board costs more than Bob Pearson's personally customized board. I don't understand.
I think people have been yelling at him for years to up his prices, but he never does.
Well, Novak's been yelling at Hout for years to do that. And the shapers are old-fashioned. You know, it's they don't understand how, like you said, a custom surfboard, what that costs.
How many boards of Ward Coffee say he shaped last?
20,000.
So if he'd have charged,
he shaped 20.
Ward Coffee shaped.
If he would have charged $50 more per board,
he could eat at Olive Garden
and get dessert.
You get the extra.
Unlimited soup and salad, baby.
Are you exclusive Bob Pearson surfboards?
No.
I take the fifth.
Done.
Well, you know, some people give me stuff, right? So, I would say I'm 90% Aero, but like Surf Tech / Jerry Lopez just gave me a glider.
You have the Andrini.
Andrini, I got one Andrini. I got one Dead Kooks that was sent from Australia. And you know who Kenny Arimoto is?
I do not.
Kenny Arimoto is making me another glider. I'm like into gliders now. Yeah, guy gliders.
And how did you hook up with Lopez?
I think he saw me at Pipeline and he wanted some advice. I kept saying, Jerry, go away, Jerry.
I first saw Guy. I didn't meet Guy. I first saw Guy at Bob Pearson's Christmas party, years ago. Mm-hmm. And he came in with Nate. Nate was a little tiny back then, right? I'm like, oh, and I did. That's Donald Takayama.
I want some of that hot sauce or teriyaki sauce.
And this is 10 years after Donald Takayama had been dead.
You honestly thought that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You do have a spitting image of Donald Takayama.
Yeah. Our surf styles are similar too. So, anyway, I know a guy named Bob Reef, and Bob Reef, great name, R-I-E-F. So he's really active in San Diego, and he was the president of Sanuk, or Sanuk,
mm-hmm.
right? He was president of Sanuk. And years ago, I spoke for SEMA twice, the Surf Industry Manufacturers Association.
Cabo?
Yeah, in Cabo. Mm-hmm. I spoke twice for them. And this is before I took up surfing, so I really, you think I don't know what I'm doing now? I really put the wetsuit on backwards. I really didn't know it. And anyway, I became friends with Bob Reef, and Bob Reef is friends with Jerry Lopez. And then I just figured out that Jerry Lopez is responsible for maybe my famous line of all in movies, which is, "He's so holly, he don't know he's holly." And that's Jerry Lopez.
Oh, wow. Lopez is the legend. My high school yearbook, my senior year in high school, I signed my name Jerry Lopez. so my yearbook, my senior yearbook, my name is Jerry Lopez. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Parents loved that.
They didn't even see it. They didn't care. But yeah, it was pretty funny. Well, Lopez was, when I was a teenager,
Yeah.
he was it. You know, he was the cat's meow.
Okay, I got to tell you a funny story. So, on my Jerry Lopez was just interviewed for my podcast. All right, and so it's me and Madison Neismer, who she's a surfer out there. She loves surfing too. So she's the producer, and I'm the host. And unlike this 2-bit flea bag operation, we got mics and
You really have like a whole deal.
Yeah,
Hey, wait! Look at this custom microphone we got now.
Yeah, like, and so we are so freaking excited, right? We got Jerry Lopez, and he's calling in from Bend, Oregon. We got him on, this virtual recording platform for podcasts, as opposed to I don't know what Neil's using, like his memo recorder or dictaphone or whatever.
Didn't you buy him some stuff?
He got my focus right.
Hey, so let me finish the story. So anyway, Madison and I'm interviewing him, and we're getting all the stories and all that. And frick, I kid you not, half an hour into it, Madison says, "We forgot to press the record button."
Yeah, I've done that.
We've done that. Yeah.
But because I may be senile, but I'm not stupid. So we have a backup system going. So we went to the backup, but man, I thought, this is it. Jerry Lopez is going to be pissed off. And he's got to start all over. So.
Ben, I thought he was in Cabo now.
He just went to Cabo.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah. United States not big enough for both of us. So.
Yeah. Well, a friend of mine knows him well, and I guess he wants to try to get some more surfing, and that's why he goes, I got more time to snowboard, but probably not more time to surf. He wants to put some surf time in right now. Lopez is a legend. Great. And is that podcast available right now?
Not yet. I think it's a few more weeks. Believe it or not, if we were to interview you for our podcast today, it would be out in July.
Wow.
See, this is out tonight.
This is out now. Right now. We're live.
And what does that tell you?
I'm not editing it.
It tells you that you don't have enough guests. But anyway.
You've had a lot of 250, right? Podcasts?
We weren't even close. You and I. Of getting on his show.
No.
Not
Well,
even
you gotta be remarkable.
Well,
Yeah.
we're remarkable.
Yeah,
Look how remarkable we are. Look how remarkable we are.
I thank Neil in here.
I know you did. Thank you.
Wait, where is the?
I don't know the
I gotta
book.
read you the.
250 podcasts. That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's pretty good. How many do we have?
850.
Oh.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's
We've had
been
way
fun.
too
10
many
years.
laughs, huh?
10 years and 800 plus shows.
And to just mention that on is it March 12th that Matthew Swinnerton is going to interview
Us.
Okay, so whenever I read books, lots of times I read a book and they assume that you know who they mentioned. And this book is really for Gen Z, and I can't assume that they know even who Chris Yamaguchi is, and all that. So in the back of this book, there's something called the list of profiles, where I give a brief description of every person mentioned in the book.
That's cool.
So they can look it up. So Neil, of course, is mentioned in the book because he's
Here
so
we go.
important. So I want you to read his entry.
Okay, Neil Perlberg, host of the Off the Lip podcast, intermediate level stand-up paddle boarder in Santa Cruz, California.
Wow.
Intermediate.
I know.
Is that because he drops in on you?
I was driving down the.
Are you saying that's too high?
Intermediate?
Yeah.
I was driving down Highway 1,
Semi.
and someone called me and said, "Did you hit? Did you tell me, or somebody else told me this?"
It wasn't me.
I called you up. What?
Intermediate paddleboarder.
Intermediate.
It's
It's probably not wrong.
I should have said advanced beginner.
Yeah.
yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people listed in here. I see
have guys
senators
sign the
and
book.
all kinds of people in here.
Can we talk about AI for a second? This is for a friend of mine. My friend of mine, she's a high school teacher, and they're very concerned. Her school district is very concerned about AI. about how that plagiarism and how kids are going to be using it in school, and she was wondering how you feel about that.
Well, I mean, I think that AI is maybe the biggest deal to happen. I mean, I think it's bigger than personal computer, bigger than internet, bigger than social media. It's humongous. I think that ChatGPT and things like that have made me 2 or 3 times a better writer. There's no question in my mind.
Right.
And I use it for almost everything.
Yeah.
And I listen, that horse is out of the barn.
Yeah.
There's no putting that horse back in the barn.
Yeah.
So now, yes, it can be abused, but what cannot be abused? And I think if you're a student today and you're not learning how to do prompts, the questions of the model, you're going to be massively behind in life.
I used it on 2 articles I wrote. You pulled it out for me, remember?
Yeah, so this guy, he's like, on the way to an interview, he doesn't know who the guy is. So I say, Neil, let me show you how you use ChatGPT. We put the guy's name in, and literally 20 seconds later, he has 500
I
words.
think it was Roscoe.
Was it?
I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
painful.
it's a miracle. It really, every time I use it, every day I use it, I say, how the hell did I get along without this before?
Do you remember when you showed me, how long ago was that when you first showed me at the coffee shop?
Dave Ebert?
Well, no, it was before Dave Ebert. You showed me that ChatGPT. This is 6 or 7 months ago, maybe longer.
Yeah.
Maybe longer, almost a year maybe.
It's amazing.
Well, I had a customer in here that he lives in the woods of Vancouver, and he's been educating himself on AI, and he was doing graphics because he's working with a company called Old Guys Rule.
The T-shirts?
T-shirts, yeah.
I have that.
They want to do a deal to where you could say, my dad drove a Corvette, he likes Santa Nofri, he has long blonde hair, and they will make a one-off T-shirt.
Oh,
based on that, it generates the art. And he was literally making graphics, just typing in a few things, boom, and there it was.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yeah, and it was incredible.
Okay, so if you're an artist, do you view that as a threat or a tool?
That's well, and I think that's worrisome to a lot of people. I know with the election cycle coming up, they're really worried about the potential for causing chaos in an election. So it'll be interesting. Like you said, this is the most exciting thing. You've been around, and you've been around some exciting things.
Well,
and to hear you say that,
I mean, I surf with Neil. How much better can it get than that? Right?
By the way, today's post that you posted about this show,
He has the biggest smile on his face.
you guys were both riding that wave together.
Yeah.
We are.
We've written.
It must have been Photoshop.
It was AI.
How do I get him off of here? I look really good. I was looking good.
It's svelte.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because you are an intermediate
I think-
paddleboarder.
I think they put his face on Laird Hamilton's body.
Yeah.
He's advanced paddleboarder. Just so you know. Are you upset that you're an intermediate paddleboarder in this?
A little bit.
A little.
I was like, Joey Lopez is getting all kinds of. He's fucking 90 years old.
You should buy all the copies up so nobody sees that.
Get a Sharpie and then put them back in the boxes and ship them out.
You're gonna have to write. This is gonna be autographed by you to the
I'm sorry?
You're gonna interview. You're gonna autograph this to the intermediate paddleboarder.
Someday it's going to be worth $28.
Yeah.
Do you miss not being in Hawaii?
No.
No?
No, because I don't know. It's just all my friends and families here, and I mean, I live on the east side, and within 2 miles, there's every kind of possible break.
Shh.
Right?
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, it's not like I've gone all over the world surfing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But every time I go someplace, I say, why did I leave Jack's?
Well, it's interesting because we've had you on the show before a couple of times now, and you were. I remember your passion for surfing to be as high as anybody I've ever met in my life. Honestly,
No one more stoked than him.
Are you 70 this year or 69? How old are you?
70.
70 this year. You're like a frothing grom at 70 years old.
I think that's a compliment.
It is a
His
compliment.
mistake is is bad reading of waves. He'll paddle for anything.
Well,
And I just let him go. Just let him paddle because it wears him out.
Neil, if you know what you're doing, you can paddle for anything.
Yeah.
well, and that's kind of like that frothing Grom mentality. You paddle for everything. You just paddle all the time.
But seriously, the truth is, I only paddle for everything when Neil's in the water.
It's true. You see, I paddle out. I've never seen a new paddle so far. It's like,
If I know that Neil's going to be out there, I go to Cat and Cloud and I like get 2 cups of coffee.
I mean, you know what I've been meaning to ask you? The windsock needs some help.
I need to,
Seriously, have you seen that thing lately?
I know, but what? The first sock somebody stole it.
Really?
Yeah, and it's kind of that mentality, like, oh, if we put the windsock up, then more kooks gonna see when the wind's good, and there's gonna be more kooks out there and all that, right? And
yeah.
It's not on the camera. It's not like
it is on the camera.
Oh, it is. Oh, you can see it on the camera.
Yeah.
Well, we thought once that we would get a windsock and we would stick wire in it so it always looks like
Onshore?
it's blowing. What do you think?
South wind all the time.
Like, holy shit.
Onshore.
And you put a fan in it, so it just looks like it's.
It's 60 knots. Holy shit.
So I drove by and saw the windsock the other day, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta talk to Guy about this thing. It's looking sad right
Well,
now.
everybody buy a book so we can buy a windsock.
We need a new windsock.
Okay,
You
these
should
events,
sponsor the windsock.
Hey, I'll put my logo on it. I'll get
Amazon.
stolen right away.
when are these for sale? Coming up?
March 6th.
March 6th. Okay.
Every book place you can possibly buy books, this will be there. Big distribution.
Two Birds, Santa Cruz Bookshop.
Right here on
the
Portola.
the first place in the world that's going to have it, even before the official release, is March 4th, Santa Cruz Bookshop.
Are you going to talk about it down there? Have they got
No,
you?
what am I going to talk about? Neil?
His ability as
I
an
wanna
intermediate?
sell books.
This is a rough show.
Well, I'm sure you'll be right there on the table. It's a great bookstore. I go there a lot with my wife, and she loves it. So I know this is going to be a success for you. Question: financially, is this worth doing? Is it a? I mean, I know you're a big baller. It's not like this is going to make or break you. But do you make money off books?
Yeah.
I mean, I know.
I don't make money off my podcast.
Right.
I lose money.
I don't think Neil's getting rich.
Yeah.
But
what does Neil need money for?
That's right.
he has the best life ever. He has a truck, a paddleboard.
I'm still going to a guy's party without a date.
What?
Yeah.
So, hey, Neil needs a date for the party, everybody. I've never seen you have a problem with the ladies. Just saying.
Let's not go there.
Okay. That's another podcast.
Sure.
I actually wore this shirt just for you tonight.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Cool shirt.
Yeah, I gave it a little aloha flair.
Look at this.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool.
Yeah, new graphics. I like it.
Look at the back.
Yeah.
No, but look at the logo there.
Oh, who's that? O'Neill?
No,
What?
the bottom logo.
See shit.
They're remarkable.
Oh,
This book sponsors the
I
SoCal.
would put my logo on there.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's me and Jack Snyder.
Oh.
People confuse us all the time.
Well, yeah, you do surf a lot like Jack. For sure.
I do.
Jack's been on the show.
My board is shorter than his.
What a great surfer Jack has become.
Yeah.
It's really awesome to see him. He's doing great
Who's that?
competitively. Jack.
Yeah.
Snyder.
Oh, yeah.
Rocky's kid. Yeah, it's just and what a great kid. His attitude and his communication skills, like he's gonna go far in life. Yeah.
He's a good lad.
Yeah, he is a really good
So is
kid.
his kid Nate. Nate's a good kid.
Yeah, Nate's doing good. So he,
Finished with baseball, basketball games. Now we got volleyball games.
Yeah.
you keep him busy.
Keep him out of trouble.
Yeah.
Is it
No
working?
trouble.
Now he's waiting for an offer.
For what? For what?
I don't know. He's,
Bye. Thanks for coming on the show.
This is a great new addition to your library. Are you going to write 20 books? I thought this was number 20.
No, well, for 15 times I said I'm done, and now there's
No more.
16 books.
Yeah.
Because
You know when he's writing a book, because when he's not writing a book, he's approachable in a coffee shop. When he's writing a book, you look up and go, "Oh no, okay." Yeah. He's like this.
Are you?
You know what? I switched to the Aptos Cat and Cloud
Yeah.
because too many people know me here. And
Yeah.
everybody wants to talk to me.
You lose your
I don't wanna
thought,
talk to you.
like you're on something.
I just want to work.
Yeah.
Are you still an ambassador for an automobile company?
No, they cut me out. So.
Oh, I was so jealous of you. I was like, oh, that thing was so sick.
Because for a few years, I could have any Mercedes I wanted.
Well, that last blacked out and murdered thing you had was amazing.
And you know what? Okay, the best thing about... So once a drunk driver hit the car at night at 38th, and then once my wife backed up into a AMG GT.
Oh, God.
And you know, you drive to the Mercedes dealer, you give them the key, and you walk away.
Mm-hmm. I had an
And
AMG.
then they bring another one.
You bring another one? Yeah.
The AMG, the two-seater AMG?
Yeah.
No, I had a CLS.
Oh.
Yeah, I loved it. But I always thought I was driving Shaq's car, though. You know?
Yeah.
That's why I was like, Shaq's letting me
I
borrow
can see
his
how
car.
people could confuse the two of you, too. Just like me and Jack Snyder.
But the power of those cars is insane. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry you lost that guy. You got some. You have a cool little electric thing I see you cruising around in.
Yeah.
That's a Hyundai. Did you hear the Hyundai story?
No. Is it
So
good?
he put you know John Conway?
Yeah.
He put
It's
us
Jimmy
all,
Panetta's.
Yeah, went to Jimmy Panetta's, and he put us all together. He just like chess pieces had shifted because he went down and bought a Hyundai, $50,000 Hyundai. What the fuck's a $50,000 Hyundai, right?
Well,
so anyway,
that's a lot of kimchi.
So now, John, you drive this car home, and Neil, you come with me because you're gonna pick up the Hyundai, and I'm driving the Hyundai home. He's in the Porsche. He's in his Porsche, right? So we get the Porsche dealer, and the guy left the key on top of the tire. Well, he couldn't find it. He's out there for half an hour. Then he comes back, finally goes, hey, Neil, I go, I ain't driving that thing home.
You drove the Hyundai
I
home?
want the Porsche.
Oh!
No, you're not driving that. I go, well, we got a problem.
You know, there are members of my family who have never driven that car.
And you let him drive
But
it?
Neil has.
Wow.
I didn't drive. I drove it carefully.
That's not what you told me.
I didn't rev it.
You told me you revved it up a little bit. You did!
Yeah, but you know,
Because
like,
guys here now you changed the story?
but Neil's
Throw me out of the box.
Dude, you told me that. I'm very honest.
Neil's from England, so he's never driven a car fast that didn't
No.
fall apart.
That's true. Or caught fire.
Yeah.
The wiring
Those
fell
Lucas
apart.
ignitions.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Beautiful thing. Jaguar.
That's amazing.
Well, thanks for coming down and busting my ass, guy.
It was great to have
That
you
was
here
just a
busting
Brian-
Neil's ass.
Brian Neil session.
And the best part is it's in print.
Yeah.
We have this that you're an intermediate paddleboarder. Wow.
But you have to sign it that way.
It's very cool. Congrats.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, folks, thanks for tuning in. It was an impromptu off-the-lip radio show with Guy Kawasaki, who, in my opinion, is the master of masters. And we appreciate you guys tuning in. Just so you know, this Friday we have a special show with Congressman Jimmy Panetta coming on the show.
Don't forget to put.
And so
intermediate
keep an
paddleboard.
eye out for that if you want to tune in and hear what Jimmy's doing on election cycle year. And we will see you guys next time on the Off the Lip Radio Show. Good night, everybody.